Yes, Sharat Kohli wants to come in as well. Go ahead, Sharat Kohli.
Well, I wanted to, Uday, put in a broader economic perspective because apart from the statements being made by the External Affairs Minister and the Prime Minister's stance, the fact that we value India's sovereignty, the fact that India has come of age, there is a lot of economics which is going behind in making these statements. See, every $10 increase in the crude price directly impacts our consumer price index, the CPI, by about, let's say, 40 to 50 basis points, or the conservative study says 30 basis points, but let's say 40 on an average. It affects your wholesale price index, the WPI, by more than 1%. So I think these numbers to a common man may look like very small decimals of a percentage. But when it converts to the price, when you go to a shop, when you go to buy a product or a service, you realize that you end up shelling so much money from your pocket. And where does it hit you? This hits your demand, because if something is expensive, I will not buy. If demand gets hit, the production comes down. If production comes down, investment comes down. Investment comes down, employment gets impacted. And we get stuck in a vicious circle. I think it is this vicious circle which is counting on the minds of the External Affairs Minister and the Prime Minister in taking the stance. So there's a lot of economics behind. It is not just about, our sovereignty, that fine, we are not going to listen to you. That is their fault. We are not the same India. This is not a country of snake charmers anymore. I'm sorry. That is the picture which is portrayed around the world. That this is a country where your snake charmers, look at the channels like BBC. They will show a road where there are beggars. They will show a village where there are puddles. This is not the same country. That, of course, is the statement. But a more powerful statement is the economics behind. And I think America, as a country, or NATO for that matter, would understand economics better than anybody else. Look at what they are going through themselves. Tonight, in fact, as we speak, they are going to have their retail inflation numbers. And I can bet you it's going to be over 8% by any means. They are struggling with inflation because of the $6 to $7 trillion they have pumped into their economy. There's more money chasing less of goods, and same is happening with oil in America. So a country which is suffering because of oil prices, a country which is suffering from inflation by itself, I think should be the best in the best position to understand the point that India is trying to make, Uday.
All right. Well, let's leave it at that. My thanks to all of our guests for joining us on this discussion. Let's take a very short break. Much more coming up.